Hi guys, I'm Mary Poplin with Boris Effects and Imagineer Systems, and today we're going to be going over how to do roto and remove inside of Premiere using the BCC 10 tools. We're going to remove this logo with the remover, and then use the BCC PixelChooser to put this woman's hat and torso back over the top of our remove. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go inside of our video effects tools into the BCC 10 image restoration tools and navigate to the remover tool and drag and drop that right onto our timeline. From here, we're going to change our removal method to clone shape. Once we've chosen clone shape, we're going to turn our PixelChooser on, and we're going to launch Mocha by clicking this Mocha button. Once inside of Mocha, we simply select our X-spline. We're going to go to the end of our shot where our object is largest in frame, and we're going to go ahead and draw a shape with our X-spline right around the object we're trying to remove, which in this case is the logo. Rotoing with the X-spline is fairly fast. All we have to do is adjust the points to where we want them. In this case, we want them to be a little outside the object so I can do a nice feather. And then we're going to change to translation only tracking and hit track backwards by clicking right on this arrow key. Now our track should be fairly quick, and once we're satisfied with the way that looks, we're simply going to save and close Mocha. Just like this by hitting save and then close. Back inside of Premiere, we're actually going to need to increase the scale of our clone shape because we don't actually have enough room to remove this big object with the blank wall. You see, it's actually a smaller area than our large orange shape. So we're going to increase our scale to about 400 just to fill in the space with the color of the wall. From here, we're going to need to adjust the scale center and the offset of our clone tool. So in this case, we're just going to adjust our rotation and scale center right here, just like this. And then we're also going to adjust our offset settings just to make sure that the frame is offset enough to cover this area for the entirety of our shot. Next, what we're going to need to do is we're actually going to need to adjust the mask itself. So in this case, we're going to go down into our PixelChooser Mocha settings under Mocha, and then we're going to adjust our mask settings in this drop-down menu by going to our feather and increasing the feather somewhere around 50 pixels. And that gives us a nice blend back over the top of our woman here. So what we're going to need to do from here is actually adjust our roto. So we're simply going to copy and paste our own footage and remove our remover effect from the secondary piece of footage. And we're going to stack that right on top of our footage. What we're doing is actually a very simple composite inside of Premiere by using the BCC PixelChooser. So under our key and blend inside of video effects, we're going to toggle that down, and then we're going to select the BCC PixelChooser and drag and drop that right onto our footage, just like this. Once inside the BCC PixelChooser, we're going to change this to a stencil alpha because we want to cut it out like a cookie cutter, and then we're actually going to change our PixelChooser matte so that we're not using any sort of color keying inside of the matte settings. So down here under matte, we're going to toggle that down, and instead of Luma, which is pull in color, we're going to pick none. Okay, it seems counterintuitive, but you'll see what we're doing here in a second. What we're going to do is hit Mocha by launching this button, and now inside of Mocha we're going to do some simple roto. Using the X-spline, we're going to take a paper doll approach to this. We're going to do a simple mask around the brim of her hat and her face. We're going to call this a garbage mat, okay? And we're just going to soften that shape by relaxing the curves of the X-spline. Then we're going to draw a new shape on the top of the hat. The reason we're doing this is we're actually trying to split up the shape into something Mocha can track using different planes at the same time. The reason we do that is because Mocha is a planar tracker and it can only really track one plane at a time and get good results. Now, once we've made a nice soft shape for this, we're going to make a new shape for the ribbon. Now you'll notice when we're making all of these shapes that we're actually coming inside of the shape a little bit. The reason we do that is because this is a light object going over a light background and then a dark object. And if we don't come inside the shape a little bit, we're going to leave dark orange in the edges of our blur. So we're going to draw a shape right around this ribbon, and now we're going to adjust the roto a little bit. And once we're done adjusting the roto, we're just going to go ahead and name our layers because layers are actually important. We need to make sure that we have a sanitary workflow. So we're going to call this bow, hat, and then face holdout. And then we're going to make one more new shape. We're going to zoom out and we're going to make a garbage mat around her body so that just in case we need it, we have enough room to composite over the feather that we have made on that overall large shape. And we're just going to call this body garbage. Now, we hit track backwards and Mocha will track every single one of these shapes at the same time. Now we need to adjust our roto, so let's see how these are holding on. It looks like we're going to have to make some adjustments to the hat and also to the ribbon. So let's zoom in here using our zoom tool, and we're going to select the auto stabilize tool. What this will do is center our shape so that we can really see where our roto is off. Once we've seen where our roto is off, we simply make new keyframes using the auto keyer that's automatically on, and Mocha will tween between our animations and the track animation. In this way, we cut our roto down to about a third of what you would normally use keyframe-wise, and that means we cut our roto time in half. So, from here we're just going to adjust the roto, and I'm going to speed this up so that you don't have to sit through watching me rotoscope this entire area. Notice I'm only adding keyframes where I need them on the arcs of the animation, where the object is the most different from the beginning. From here, let's just go ahead and save and close. And back inside of Premiere, what we're going to do is we're going to actually go to our matte, and right under feather we can hit invert, and you can see that now our object is stacked on top of our remove. So roto on the top layer, remove on the bottom layer, and we end up with really nice results. Our logo is completely removed and our woman is rotoed over the top. If you have any questions, please go to www.boriseffects.com.